What up, YouTube? Sailor Pro again. Just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Day. On the recording of this video, probably won't get it uploaded till the day after, but nonetheless, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a good time. Figured it'd be fitting time to go ahead and post an update video for the computer. A lot has changed since my last video a few months back. Obviously, I got some things here for display that I was lucky enough to pick up over the holidays. I was lucky enough to sell my MSI R9 280X for well over what I paid for it new due to the whole Litecoin, Bitcoin mining increase crap. I ended up selling the card for like $400 when I only paid $280 for it, and I used the extra money I got to put towards an ASUS DirectCUII OC GTX780. It's an awesome card. With the price drop on these guys, they're now only what, $500, and it is a hell of a card for the money. Along with the GPU change, the next biggest addition is probably this, the Samsung. Oh shit! There we go. Samsung EVO 840 EVO SSD. It's a 250 gigabyte model. I really can't say. You don't really understand how much an SSD can make a difference in the machine until you put it in there. I mean, there's something to be said that when I hit the power button to turn the computer on, it's at the Windows screen fully loaded in 7 seconds. And when I shut down from clicking shutdown, the computer's off completely in 4 seconds. It's just, there's so much little speed you pick up. It's an awesome experience. You don't really understand until you kind of use one. So, along with that, I've switched RAM. In the original video, I had Gskill Ripjaws X 2x4 gig kit, 8 gigs total, at 1600 speed. I went ahead, switched over to the Sniper series. Hold up one second. There you go. This stuff is DDR3 1866. This right here is a 2x8 kit. I also got another 2x8 kit totaling 16 gigs now of Gskill memory at 1866. So it's a nice buffer to have on the games like Battlefield 4, where the game itself uses 4 gigs plus. It's nice to have that extra 8 gigs memory. And this is something little. Added a Noctua NF A14 FLX 140mm fan. I cannot say about how awesome, truly awesome these fans are. They're quiet, and sure, I have fractal fans. I have a fractal case. You guys have all seen it. And the fans that come in it, one second, don't mind my Cheerios plug there. The fans that come in it, the Silent R2 series, they're pretty damn good. They're pretty quiet. They move a lot of airflow, but they suffer from one thing, is if you notice, they've got a lot of blades at a pretty steep angle. They're not good for static pressure. They're good for airflow. In other words, if you're just in an open air situation, if I were to just give this fan power, it would move a lot of air. However, you stick a fan filter or a dust filter or something in front of it to impede the airflow through it, and it quite drastically has its performance affected. Now, these Noctua fans, let me see if it has a picture on here. I don't know if it does or doesn't. It doesn't on this one, but it's only a 6-blade design at a lot less extreme of an angle, so it's more designed towards static pressure. You can see here, these are the fans they say are ideal for case and radiator cooling. And there's some, stats about the fan. And really, it's, like I said, in open air, they perform about the same, but if you stick a fan filter in front of these things, like a dust filter inlet, it's just, the Noctua, it's awesome how much, air they can still manage to move, having to work through those air obstructions. So, I guess I'll give you a little show of the picture, or the computer. Some of you might notice I am no longer at school. I'm at home for the holidays, so this is my little home station. Much more appropriate. But I also moved the LEDs to inside the case rather than on the back of the window piece. It just got too much of a hassle to like tether this closely and deal with the wire that was running to the case. So I went ahead and wired them in and ran, resoldered all the wires connecting the strips, and used little dabs of hot glue all the way around to glue strips all the way around that run up and then across and run off the motherboard header. So gives it a pretty badass look. You can also see in there the GTX780 from ASUS, the DirectCUII. It's got the nice full back plate on there. You can kind of see underneath the heatsink. Bitchin' card. See the fan down there? Fans, I should say. DirectCUII cooler. This card is massive. It's huge. I mean, my MSI card was pretty big, but I think this thing trumps it. And that whole 10mm heat pipe. It's pretty badass too. Over here, I moved my hard drive from out of the optical bay, and I did it the right way. I put the hard drive bay for 3 hard drives back in. I got an empty slot here, so if I ever want to add another drive, I can just do that. Got my 1TB Seagate drive right here, and I've got the 250 gig Samsung EVO SSD in the top. You can kind of see right there, I got my one Noctua A14 FLX installed in the bottom intake right now. Got an old Fractal in the top. I do have another one of these. My girlfriend got one for me. She wanted something to get me, so told her why not give me one of those. So I got another one of those. Just gotta wait till I get back out to school to get it. But really, guys, I mean, it's one of those things where I was so impressed by the performance of this one fan. Just even blowing through this hard drive cage, having to go through the dust filter like this. This fan is the Noctua is making more net airflow here than this one is with no obstruction. So it's definitely cool. I'll go ahead and show you. A lot of people aren't a fan of the brown and the tan color, but I don't know. It's one of those things where they're so damn good they don't need to look pretty, and they want you to be able to recognize them, and I understand why now. So I'm thinking about getting 2 more on top of the another one I already have waiting for me. So I'll have 2 for the intake. I'm going to add 1 right here as an intake up. I got pretty good spacing underneath the case, so I want to get a fan blowing up at the graphics card to give it some supplemental air. I'm going to leave these 2 fans for now. This fan works pretty good right here because it's just as an exhaust. There's no filter on the ass end of it or anything, so it's pretty restriction free, works pretty well. This is actually not a Fractal fan. This is a gelid fan that it's here. It's only got 6 blades, so it's not too bad in terms of static pressure, which makes it nice for this heatsink. Some of you guys probably got freaked out there, but you just gotta spin them. But yeah, so I'm going to be adding the 1 here, blowing up. I'll have the 2 Noctuas blowing in, and then I'm going to add another fan up in this top corner, exhausting up. So I'll have the 4 Noctuas, 3 there, 1 up here in the top. Keep these 2 fans for now, and if at a later date I feel like replacing them, so be it. But what else is there? Oh, there's the new power supply. I haven't shown that yet. It's a Seasonic 80 Plus Platinum 860 watt unit, fully modular. Pretty nice unit. I have nothing bad to say about it. Install went good. Quality's great. This is a hybrid or normal fan switch, so when the power supply doesn't need it, it actually turns the power supply fan completely off to keep noise down. You can see up in here, this is probably one of the coolest looking things yet, I think, is just having the memory slots full. I don't know why, but that to me just looks badass. The Sniper memory is a black heatsink, so it's a lot sleeker looking, and like I said, that's 16 gigabytes of 1866 memory. So definitely a performing piece. But overall, there's not too much else going on. Got the graphics card switch, RAM upgrade, SSD upgrade. You guys can see the power supply now. I haven't shown that. I mentioned it in the previous video. Likely going to be switching to Noctua fans everywhere just because they're frickin' ballin'. and so I'll have a couple extra of the fractal fans. But yeah, can't say enough about this stuff. This is a badass feature. See the green lights? It's PCIe lanes. If you have one of these unplugged, or if you have a bad lane coming from your power supply, it'll light up red and tell you so. I don't know. I'm an electrical engineer by trade, so I think shit like that's cool when they, you know, have the thought and ideology when they do the engineering process to think of things like that. So, but nonetheless, that's the new tower. Still got the SteelSeries mouse, the old Alienware keyboard, Samsung monitor. Got a fresh Audi on the background. Had to switch my Audi background up. I'm a bit of a German car fan, so. But nonetheless, guys, I appreciate you watching the update video. Maybe I'll get you guys some gameplay footage or something coming up here soon, and if I get those Noctua fans here shortly, I'll go ahead and make sure to post a video of that as well and let you know how, you know, the differences are, excuse me. But anyways, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for checking out my new stuff and coming to check out the video. Hope to bring you guys some new material shortly, and that's about it, guys. Peace out. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody. Everybody be safe. One love.